Magic 87.6, let's talk some tech with Matthew Dickinson. Hello.
Hello, how are you going today?
Very well, thank you. Now, no, has my favourite Samsung, are they in trouble, Matt? No, they can't be in trouble.
A little bit of trouble, just $14 million worth of trouble is that. So it's probably not that much in the whole scheme of things for them, but it's one of those things that, I don't know if anyone's noticed it before, but ads don't seem to be entirely truthful. And I kind of thought everyone knew this, but the ACCC believes that, well, no, not everyone knows this. So they fined Samsung $14 million just because Samsung had the audacity to show people with their Samsung phones out having fun, swimming in the water, going in the ocean, and using their phone in a way that implied that the phone was fully water resistant. And of course, we know that the modern phones, as they started to come out, modern smartphones that were claiming to be water resistant were water resistant to certain limitations. So, for example, you couldn't take it below 1.5 meters, or you couldn't go in the water for more than half an hour. But these ads didn't show that. These ads showed young, fit-looking teenagers diving in the ocean with their phone and taking wonderful footage, which I guarantee was not footage that was taken with a Samsung phone. I'm sure they had professional underwater cameras doing lots of the footage, or they showed people diving into swimming pools and swimming around and frolicking, and you don't want frolicking when you've got a phone that is underwater.
No.
So the problem is then, when people took the phones in the real world and said, well, I saw on the ads that I could just frolic in the water and do whatever I liked, and then plugged into a charger, the data actually showed that that was not a good idea, and that could cause some corrosion. And in fact, when you read the fine print on a phone that is water resistant, it says if you have a water damaged phone, well, all bets are off. There's no warranty cover on that. So even though they show all this wonderful action in the water, they're not covered if they're water damaged. And so that confused consumers. They said, hold on, it says it's water resistant. It says I can go to 1.5 meters. It says I can have it for half an hour. And I saw the ads, and you're telling me you're not going to cover the warranty on this phone? So the ACCC said, we think you've been a bit naughty, so how about you pay us $14 million for your naughtiness?
Sorry, consumers do my head in now. I know I'm a consumer, but seriously, I don't care what it says on the box, Matt. There's sometimes where common sense has to prevail here. I'd appreciate electronic device and water just don't mix.
I'd appreciate if you'd stop swearing with words like common sense.
I know. How dare I use such phrases?
Yeah, look, you are right, but this is the world we live in now. And I actually think this might have some implications across the world for Samsung, because this is the first organisation, the ACCC in Australia is the first organisation across the world, government body, that's actually said to Samsung, you shouldn't be doing that. Now, I'm pretty much guessing that the ads they ran in Australia were probably identical to the ads they ran everywhere else. So I think there might be some other government agencies around the world who might say, actually, you know what, we could probably go and hit Samsung with a little fine of our own now that it's gone ahead in Australia. Now, there's probably some appeals to go ahead. There's probably some more information that'll bounce back and forth. But ultimately, it might have some implications around the world.
Stupid is as stupid does. All right, I can tell you there is truth in our advertising because we're about to play some ads. so here comes some ads, and then we'll come back with more music here at Magic. All right, WhatsApp. No, don't tell me there's a scam on WhatsApp, Matt.
There's scammers who just say, I'm sure there's actually some idea scammers. They sit around and they drink some alcohol, smoke some funny drugs, and then just come up with ideas. What's the next scam? So the latest scam is a WhatsApp mum and dad scam. So essentially you're sitting there minding your own business, and then you get a message from your son or daughter saying, I'm just in a bit of a bind at the moment. Can you just shoot me some money, please? I'm a bit desperate. And of course they talk very generically. Hi, Dad, or hi, Mum. This is your favourite son or favourite daughter, and I'm just using this temporary number because my phone got lost, stolen, smashed, whatever it might be, and so I just need this money transferred. And so people get these messages and they go, well, it seems legitimate, and I know my son happens to be away at the moment, or my son happens to be somewhere where this could possibly happen to him. They're relying on the numbers game. And there was one particular person who was interviewed, and he said, I knew it was a scam straight away because the English that was being spoken in there wasn't perfect English, and my son's actually an English teacher, so I know he wouldn't be speaking to me in that way. But in general, they're pretty good in terms of the language they use. And then someone says, all right, who is this again? Oh, your eldest son, your eldest daughter, whatever it might be. Again, very generic. They won't say, oh, it's Matthew, because that would narrow it down too far. But eldest son, that would be quite easy because, gee, most people that have got kids have got an eldest son or eldest daughter. Maybe not always, but they're relying on that sort of thing just to try and get that generic sort of information across. So obviously the thing is that people do get caught with this. People are sending money to some of these people. They're sending thousands of dollars because I'm in a jam, I need to get that plane flight home or whatever the emergency might be. And who's going to turn down their child in an emergency who just needs, I don't know, a couple of $1,000s to get on that plane flight or whatever that urgent thing is? You're not going to say, well, look, I never really liked you anyway. I didn't really like you. You're a terrible son or daughter, so I'm not giving you any money. I mean, parents will do anything to help out their kids, and that's what these scammers play on. They play on that emotion. They play on the fact that they've got someone in a vulnerable situation. So just be careful of this latest one that's out at the moment.
I had an incident with a hacker, Matt, on Facebook the other night because I have a friend of mine who lost his account and had to redo a new account. And it was late at night, and all of a sudden, my mate showed up. My mate Corey showed up, and it was like, "Hi, mate, how's it going?" And I'm like, "Yeah, okay, not feeling well." And he's like, "Oh, what's wrong?" And I was like, "Oh, I've had sinus issues for the last..." And it didn't. And I started having a normal conversation. And then four messages in, I got a message from him saying that he wanted to send me a WhatsApp link to claim $50,000 through government incentives or whatever it was. And then I stopped, and I went, "Oh, this is the hacker's profile." And I, as much as I wanted to continue the conversation, Matt, it was late at night, and I just went, "Oh, you're that freaking hacker that stole my mate's profile. Give Corey his page back." And then all of a sudden I got blocked.
But that's the thing. You can see how good they are at it, can't you? Like, they're very clever in making people think they're exactly who they want you to think they are.
I got a friend request the other day from Troy Cassadaly, and then all of a sudden I went there and I went, "Why is Troy Cassadaly sending me a friend request?" I know people, Matt, by the way.
Yeah, of course.
And then I had a look at his page, and there was one of those giveaway pages on there. Yep. And I went, no, it's someone from Nigeria who's just sent me a friend request. So,
and wasn't it a coincidence?
Troy Cassadaly and tell him there's a fake page going around.
Well, what a coincidence. So somebody in Nigeria happened to have the same name as Troy Cassadaly. What an amazing coincidence.
I know, right? I know. Considering Troy Cassadaly right now is in Hawaii, I hope he enjoys himself. IKEA, what's going on there?
This is part of this whole world that I think is a really fast developing world of augmented reality. So you can actually take your lounge room that you want to put some new furniture in, take some photos of that, upload it to the new IKEA app called Creative, spelled with a K, Creative's Scene Scanner. And then once you've got the information in there in terms of the photo, the scan of the room, you can remove all the existing furniture. And so in an augmented scene, you then see your lounge room, for example, without furniture. And then you can just go into the IKEA store and start dropping in furniture. It obviously knows the size of your room, so it puts it in proportionally correctly. And then you can see what furniture you like. Don't like that lounge chair. Oh, I like that lounge chair. That looks a bit better. Do all that. Set up your lounge room the way you want it. Add the furniture. Get it all just right. And then say, I'll go and purchase that and that and that. And away you go. So the thing I really like about it is hopefully that cures the problem of when you get your furniture and you get it in position and you push it and shove it and get it around. Then your wife says, actually, no, I want the lounge chair on that side of the room. And so you change it all around. Then she goes, no, it was actually better back before. Are you just messing with me, or are you serious here? Now you can do it all on the app. And then once you can get it looking right in the app, then you just say, okay, bring the furniture in and sit it exactly like that. Thanks very much.
Yeah, because it stops those arguments at Section 14 at IKEA. You've had them, Matt. Come on.
No, I don't have those arguments.
We've all had that argument.
I let my wife go to IKEA by herself without me there to save the arguments.
Yeah. No, I only go for the meatballs. That's my excuse. We yelled over a bunch of Calac shells once. Seriously, I reckon people were walking past going, those poor... And I reckon there were husbands going, that poor guy's not going to win that argument.
That's right. Why start it? Why bother?
Yeah, I know, right? And finally, don't tell me Netflix are going to put ads in.
I can remember when I was a young boy and I'm sitting there watching TV and an ad came on. I went, oh, and groaned. And my father said, son, it's okay because those ads that you're seeing there now allow us to sit back and watch TV without paying a single cent for it. And I went, oh, okay, I can live with that then. But then we got this exciting stuff coming along called pay TV, which didn't actually turn out to be so exciting because ads came along. But then streaming, which was great because we pay money, not much, each month. And that means we can watch TV shows without ads. That's fantastic. But Netflix is losing some subscribers lately, and they're a bit worried about that. Is it their pricing? Is it the competition? What other shows are on? Are there just too many streaming services out there? Well,
yes.
They don't know that's probably one of them. They don't know the answer to any of those, but one of the answers they think is there is that maybe people are looking for a cheaper alternative. So you'll be able to, by the end of this year, have your normal Netflix that you're paying your normal price for at the moment. Hopefully you're paying for it. You're not stealing your mum and dad credentials or a friend or whatever, but hopefully you're paying for it. I don't want to hear you admitting to a crime on air. So you're doing that. Or if you think it's too much, you can go for the cheaper Netflix version and you'll have ads introduced into some of those shows. So you can choose. And if you get frustrated with the ads, go back to the paid service or the higher paid service. So you'll pay for both, but one will be cheaper than the other.
I bet it's going to be annoying, like on YouTube, where you get engrossed in a video on YouTube, and then all of a sudden, right at the important point, what happens? Bloody ads come on.
And the interesting part is that Netflix has been making their own shows for a few years now, and they haven't had to worry about having special spots for an ad break. You see older shows on Netflix, and you go, oh, that's right, that's where it would have been an ad break. There was a dramatic scene, and then it went to a black screen for about a second. You go, yep, that would have been an ad break there. But now they don't have to worry about ad breaks. So I wonder whether it'll be like that thing with YouTube where it just kind of cuts it off in the middle of nothing and you go, damn, that wasn't a very good spot to go to an ad break. So, or whether they'll have to start re-engineering those shows. All these questions, and I'm sure we'll have answers to all those by the end of the year.
Oh, absolutely. Well, look, we're gonna go to a designated spot now that has an ad break in it, but our ad breaks are only 2 minutes, so you're gonna get 4 commercials and then we're back with music, mate.
Well, that sounds like a good spot to break.